What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to bring you a breakdown of round 9 of the Monster Energy Supercross coming to Atlanta, Georgia this weekend, this Saturday. It's going to be an awesome battle going on. We have the first to 250 East and West Showdown, first of the 2019 season. Got some really hot and strong competitors coming into that one. I think it's going to be a great clash, trying to figure out who's who. You just never know because East and West are two completely different series, and you have strong competitors in both of the series, but it's going to be really cool to see them both kind of get out on the track together and duke it out and really see who's the top dog in the 250s, no matter if you're East or West. So for me, we're going to break it down a little bit. We're going to start with the West Coast and just kind of tell you kind of what I think of the riders and kind of who has the best chance of getting on that podium and the top 5 overall this weekend. To start out with, Adam Cincerella. He is super fast, super competitive all the time, always a threat coming into each and every round. Unfortunately, consistency has kind of plagued him this season with some bad finishes. But honestly, when he's hot, I mean, he's there. He smokes the competition. So I think that if you see him put together a solid night this weekend in Georgia, I don't doubt that he's going to be either in first or second place on that podium. I think he's definitely, in my opinion, number one to watch for going into round 9, Georgia this weekend. Now, still continuing on with the West Coast, I think Colt Nichols, he's been very strong this season. Always one to watch for. Just super solid, and I really think that he's going to do well this weekend. He's just always been there and really been breathing down everyone's throats and really wanting the win and trying to really contend for that red plate this season. So I think he's another one to watch for the 250s this weekend. Dylan Ferrandis, another one, just super strong. I mean, he's pretty much on the same level as Cincerella and Nichols. I mean, just super strong. I think he's another one to really look for. I don't really have too much to say about him other than that I know he's going to be a strong rider throughout the rest of the season, but specifically for round 9, I think he's healthy, he's ready to go. I think the break for him as well has just been something that's been very helpful for him, and he's really gotten some time to practice on his bike again and really get back out there. And I think you're going to see a little bit more spark of him this weekend than you have in the past. Been super good throughout the series, but I would look for him especially this weekend. I think he's got something up his sleeve that not a lot of people are really realize quite yet until it's too late and the picks are already submitted and stuff like that. So I think you're going to see Ferrandis do well this weekend. Now the last one, now my personal favorite rider, kind of an underdog to some degree, but is Jimmy Dakotas. Now, I'm from New England, and Jimmy's also from New England, so that's why he's my favorite. Always has been, always will be a Jimmy D fan, by far, 100%. So I really look for him this weekend. You know, he's not really a guy that you would consider to be in consistent top 5s and on the podiums and stuff like that. He's made a couple of podiums throughout last year and this year, but honestly, I really think that he's going to do well, like he always has. He's a super fast rider. I think just like Cincerella, if you can put it all together, I think he's going to have a great performance of a night. I wouldn't say top 5 for him this weekend. I would say very close to the top 5, but with the East and the West Showdown kind of combining, you just never know with a guy like Jimmy just because of his inconsistencies. But I really think that he's one to always watch for even after this West and East Showdown kind of gets past us. Moving on to the East side, not so many guys that I really have stuck out in my mind for coming in here to the East and West Showdown. That's going to be really competitive, but obviously, without a doubt, Austin Forkner. I mean, like, you got to give the guy props. He has been killing it every single week, and everything he enters, he just kills it, wins it all. So he's definitely a strong threat. Man, it's tough to say between him and Cincerella what I feel for first and second place, but he's going to be there no matter what. Jordan Smith also, too, just been breathing down Forkner's neck every single week, and to some degree I feel bad for Smith just because I know that he really wants that win, and Forkner is making it really hard for him to get that win. But I think that you're going to see Jordan Smith do well this weekend, and Forkner, obviously, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, the guy's on a hot streak. You can't deny that. So I think that both Jordan Smith and Austin Forkner from the East are going to do well. Now, combining the East and the West together for your top 5, I'm going to say, here's my breakdown. I'm saying Cinderella for first, Faulkner for second, Ferrandis for third, Smith for fourth, and Nichols for fifth for your top 5. Now, we'll see if that comes true. It's here Thursday, and we still have a couple more days before qualifying and the race starts. You just never know with conditions and riders and stuff like that. But personally, looking at the stats and looking at everything that I saw, my personal decisions, I really feel like those are going to be solid picks for you guys for the top 5, and just, something to look for the East and West Showdown. Now, moving on to the 450s, who to watch for. I mean, I don't think that there's any doubt in my mind or anyone's mind that Webb has just been on fire. Cooper Webb has been super talented this season. Kind of came out of nowhere, switching from Yamaha to KTM this year, and really surprising us all with how well he's done. I think that there's no doubt in my mind that people need to start hopping on that Webb wagon. I was skeptical at first, and I still am to some degree about him just because this is his rookie year with KTM. But honestly, from everything that he's shown us this past season, I really feel like he is going to be there this weekend and the whole rest of the series. It's tough. Him and Roczen, man, I don't know what to tell you, but it's going to be a good battle between those guys. But Roczen's definitely not making it easy for Webb. I feel like Webb, though, has just been on a whole nother level, and I think that every single weekend when he gets those good finishes, whether it's first, second, third, whatever he gets, I feel like those are always confident boosters for him and really help him with his rookie season at KTM really build on his success this past season. Now, Roczen, he's another one to look for. I mentioned him just a second ago. Roczen is my personal favorite, not only because of the stuff that he's been through with his arms and everything. He's always been my favorite, even before that happened. But Roczen's always a consistent rider. He's 1 point out from getting that red plate back. Like I said, he's making it hard for Webb. Webb's making it hard for him to get that red plate and really run away with it. So, honestly, those guys are such on the same level. It's really hard to tell every single weekend. You come in and you just wonder who's going to win. I mean, Webb and Roczen that a couple weekends ago when they had that finish that was like 0.2 of a second, like crazy. Those guys are on a different level from everyone else as far as I'm concerned and what I've seen this past season. So I really think that you're going to see both those guys kind of rise to the occasion this weekend and really pull it out. So definitely Webb, Roczen, those two guys pop out in my mind instantaneously when you think of the 450 class and who to watch for. Another one is Tomac. Now, Tomac has been here and there. I mean, I feel like a lot of people coming into the season had a lot of high hopes for Tomac, and with him coming off of the motocross championship, I feel like people really had a lot of confidence that he could back that up doing Supercross as well. He just hasn't been there. He's kind of like Cinderella to some degree. He's been very inconsistent, but always super fast. I mean, you can't count him out of any of the Triple Crown series or anything like that. He does very well when he gets off the gate well. Unfortunately, like Cinderella, he's been very inconsistent, and it's very hard for him to do well if he gets a poor gate start, and that's something that I've noticed kind of week in and week out. If he doesn't get a good gate start, it's very hard for him to stay in that top 3, top 5, and really struggles. So he's one of the guys that I don't think you can ever count out just because of his experience and how fast he goes and everything like that. But I think he's just someone that is not going to be in the top 3 consistently from what he's shown us. So he's kind of one of my wild cards in the top 3. I know he's definitely going to be in the top 5 almost every single week. But for this week, I'm really hoping that he's going to stay in the top 3. I think after his win last weekend really gave him some confidence. And I think he's going to go forward and really put on a good show for Atlanta this weekend. Another guy is Musquin. Obviously, him being Webb's teammate, with them training together, you just can't count Musquin out, especially with his past experience being teammates with Dungey. I mean, he's always been super, super good. I know he's coming off of an injury from this past season. I believe it's a knee. So it's one of those things that it's just going to take time for him to heal. And so I think he rides very well, but I think to some degree the knee still kind of affects him in his performance each week. So I would definitely keep him in the top 5. But again, the injury with his knee and him still trying to recover is kind of something that is just kind of hindering him from being consistent in the top 3 every single weekend. But definitely someone to watch for this weekend in Atlanta. Now going on to the injury report in the 450 class, breaking news: Barsha just came out saying that he had a practice crash this week and he's got a concussion. So that means that he's not going to be in the round 9 of Supercross this weekend. So don't count on him, seeing him this weekend or putting him in your picks. I feel bad for Barsha. This whole entire season has been kind of a rocky road for him, with his tailbone getting hurt during the race, a few weeks back, and him trying to recover, and finally was pretty much recovered, and now he's got a concussion. Just been a rocky road for Barsha. Always someone to watch for too. Been super strong. I really love what I've seen out of him the past couple of seasons, but I really think that the injuries really hinder him from doing well and staying consistent in the series and making him last for the whole entire series. So Barsha's out this weekend, so don't put him in your picks. But as far as going on to picks, my top 5 and wild card. So this week for your fantasy Supercross picks, you got your top 5 like you normally do, and the wild card is 14th this week. So if I'm breaking it down, I'm saying first place is Roxon, second place is Webb, third place is Tomac, fourth place is Muscan, fifth place is Baggett. Now I never really talked about Baggett, but he's been a guy that has just been also kind of here and there, and it's been very hard to track him and try to figure out a good standing for him. I do feel more comfortable this season than last with putting him in the top 5. He's proven to me that he can take that top 5 and really run with it consistently. He's had a couple of bad hiccup nights here and there this season, but I really feel like he can run with the top 5, no problem. So that's why I'm putting him in for 5th, and I think with Barsha being out, it just gives him a better chance to run the top 5 this weekend. So moving on to the wild card. Wild card this week, like I said, is 14th. Now, going off of stats and stuff, you can't really look at standings because of what happened, but I'm saying Bowers. You put Tyler Bowers in for 14th. Now, unfortunately, with him and Barsha getting into things and getting disqualified, Barsha, there's nothing much that Barsha could have done there, but long story short, Bowers getting DQ'd for what he did there really hurt him in the point standings, but consistently across the board, not looking at standings, every single week, Bowers is floating around that 14th, 15th, 16th, range. So I feel like he's definitely, statistically wise, someone that you want to put in for 14th place for the wild card. So again, backing everything up, we got Roxon for 1st, Webb for 2nd, Tomac for 3rd, Muscan for 4th, Baggett for 5th, and Bowers for your wild card. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that this has been informative. Leave comments down below if you want me to talk about anything for next week. I'm hoping to do this series from here on out to the rest of the Supercross season ends. So leave a comment if you want me to talk about something next week, any specific rider, anything really. Just I'm leaving it wide open for you guys. So you tell me what you want me to talk about, and I can talk about it and do some research on it. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next week. See ya.